It's Gavin Austin in the 88. They're gonna jam up. Oh, the 49! Down they go! Hard into the wall goes Gavin Austin. Hard into the wall.
Schmidt into the fence. Look at all these drivers pile in, and they all wreck across the line, but you know who didn't? That's a 23.
39.06! Who's it gonna be?
To the line.
95 of Parker White. Parker White in the 95 is gonna get the 9 as Basin finds the outside wall. Looks like he's gonna be corner, and a checkered flag for this number 12. He's gonna win it here tonight. Connor sails it in.
Almost steps into Rudy.
Rudy's there. Malachi, oh, they touch. Around goes the 37. Miller gets turned as well. Duda gets involved.
I can't wait.
Welcome here tonight for the iSCAR Talladega Super Speedway. Not Talladega Super Speedway. I mean, iSCAR Grand National Series race number 6 about to go up and away. We better go green here just momentarily as drivers get themselves set. Another 16-car field to get ourselves a go here at Talladega. So another small-ish field, but regardless, we're set to have some fun here tonight. As 16 drivers set to take the green at the Talladega Super Speedway. So it'd be fun as we get set here for tonight. We're just waiting for a couple of, we're doing in-race radio checks right now to ourselves set for this event. We'll step ourselves to the side, play in the national anthem, rise up, remove our hats, we salute our nation's colors. Gotta go green here just momentarily. iSCAR Grand National Series at Talladega Superspeedway. Not many drivers here tonight, but most drivers in the point standings have basically secured themselves a playoff spot. I don't think anybody outside of this top 10, besides a couple of drivers who were ineligible to race the be in the playoffs. Dylan Basin being one of those drivers who did win a couple weeks ago at Las Vegas. Benjamin White not going to be a part of that. Chaser Field. Parker White requesting to opt out. So that means Trafari, Hunter Johnson, Kilo Hankins, Connor Brandon, Michael Bianchini, Eduardo Munoz Jr. All these drivers, James Kaufman, all these drivers are set to maybe make a playoff run. So in terms of people who are looking, you know, healthy-ish, guys like Corey Rexford and Peter Kenny, all they got to do is just basically start this race, and they're going to be one of the drivers to set ourselves here up for tonight. So it should be a fun one. So with that being said, it should be a fun event as we get set here to go green. Some drivers who are maybe outside of this top 20 could even lock themselves in. You know how close the points are. It doesn't take a lot to get you 20 plus points and maybe put yourself in the playoffs. So you say you have 30 points, you could point it around like 50-ish. So, and easily get a playoff spot from outside this top 20. So we'll just have to see if who will kind of set up themselves to worry. For this one. Currently qualifying up and away. We'll probably pull up the standings here where everybody sits in qualifying. Actually, no, we'll just go straight into the grid here tonight. Congratulations, you're pole sitter. That's number 9 of Connor Trafari. He's going to be rounding out row number 1 alongside Nick Hancock in that number 7. Row number 2 going to be Corey Rexford in that number 03. Austin Dotson in the number 27. Going to be row number 2. Shane Sweeney, so a pair of teammates, Corey Rexford and Shane Sweeney, going to be starting close to each other. Michael Bianchini also in the mix as well. Hendricks Broomberg, James Kaufman, Garrett Hess, Connor Brandon running at row number 5. Harrison Chandler, Peter Kenny running at row number 6, and Mitch Hobbs, Grayson Pimentel, and rounding out himself in 16th spot is going to be Ezekiel Watts. Jared Parks in the number 26, not here tonight. Ryan came in the 42, was expected to run here tonight. Unfortunately, he is not here, and we'll have to most likely start outside the draft if he were to join in late. So what should have been 17 cars is now just 16, which is fine, totally fine. Should be fun to see on how everybody will fare themselves out here for tonight for this iSCAR race. And just 47 laps, so it's still a fair amount of laps. To open it up here for tonight. My trading paints likes to freaking tweak, of course. 2.6 miles, around 4,500 of straightaway. Around not 125, like 150 miles to be set here for tonight. And 75% fuel, so we should see drivers have to pit at least once. But hopefully, all these cautions will, you know, not be too much. Hancock's scheme, for some reason, is not loading in. That is a great car right here. So, how to fix that as we progress with this countdown. So, 47 laps, 3 tire sets. Feel around like 55-ish. But just 15 drivers to go ahead and set itself up for this one, so should be a fun little event we get set here for this evening. Again, that's Nick Hancock's scheme. Was not loading up for some reason. Try to go ahead and fix that up as we progress into the night. But here we go. Not too much to be really set. The field works themselves off of turn number 4. Not a lot of drivers, but certainly a good race to be put on. Hopefully not as hectic as what that 35-lap event was at Talladega. A couple of cars going to start on pit road. Actually, only one is going to be Michael Bianchini. So we're going to start with 14 cars here on the racetrack. We'll grid ourselves up here for tonight. As the field works themselves through the tri-oval.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. Set it off to the races. Green flag is up in the way. And that number 9 of Connor Safari. Midfield coming to green. Bianchini right toward the back. He's working himself on. Right off of pit road. Right through the middle. Looks like Connor Brennan looking for, but fair amount of laps to be logged, so just chilling it out for these first, I'd say 10. I don't expect too crazy moves to be made, but we'll just have to see where everybody will fare out as Hancock on the high side at number 7. Lead it up the line. I'm hoping to see a way cleaner run than the truck event. It only took a couple of laps. Only took till lap 5 to see our first caution. That took out a bunch of drivers right off the bat. So hopefully all these drivers know what they're doing and kind of staying themselves in line. I expect nothing crazy to be put around as moves are being made. It's Trafari actually going to get split in the middle. And now they're going to fan out 3 wide. Car Trafari made a really awkward move. Hancock decided he didn't want to go with them. Pair of teammates on the bottom. That's iRacing to the bit of contact as 27. Lordy Lou, they're just about to pile in as Connor Brandon up in the high side. 27 at Dotson there as well. Peter Kenny right in the mix of that, but that high side only sabling out with 2 drivers up there. And they got to the lead. He's going to drop down in front of Rexford, pick that up away. As Rexford looks up high, he wants the gun for the top spot, leave his teammate out to drive. That number 22, Shane Sweeney. They go to the front. Oh, contact, and around goes the 99.
All right, man, caution is out.
Hard
Caution
into
is out.
the inside wall goes. Oh man, multiple drivers. Kaufman is destroyed. I'm pretty sure Connor Brannon is destroyed as well. I'm not surprised to see another early caution. And yet again, kind of started off of turn number Turn number 2. Oh my god, he just... ran right over Kaufman. God almighty. He's tripping.
Speed limit?
Still a lot happening on the racetrack. James Kaufman, unfortunately, one of the drivers who will eliminate after tonight. That sucks to see. I mean, he's running by himself and... wow. Explosive wreck. Drivers will have to at least pit one more time. Let's see when these drivers do want to hit pit road. But this will see the 40 lap to go mark. Take the green here with, yeah, exactly on the dot, 40 laps left. Drivers will have to at least split this halfway. I expect them to hit pit road either with 10 laps to go or 20 laps to go, depending on when they do want to hit pit road. But strategy is pretty much very much key. Just got to be there at the end. Maybe top it off, fuel only. Get yourself in and out really fast. So don't really need tires. But have the option to take probably left sides. Have to see on how it'll all turn out to be. But here we go. iSCAR on in. Peter Kenny in the 99. Lot of damage toward the back as some of these drivers themselves set and
green.
in. Harrison Chandler starting on the low side, just trying to get out of harm's way as green flag flies. Secret watch letting people by on the inside. Huh, can't do that, but sure. Amount of drivers dropping in and around. Chandler here. He wants to be out of the mess. Not many drivers, so. All these guys now in kind of pods of their own as we get set. Chandler here in the 077. Big push here by Ezekiel Watts. Fair amount of damaged drivers off of that yellow flag. So now we're left with just, I'd say, 10 clean cars out on the racetrack as Nick Hancock right up on the high side, maintaining ground. He's going to go to the front. Big push there by the 92, Connor Brandon. Hess. Look at the block out and number 9 of Car Trafari. Look at it do so as Hobbs is going to try to split the middle. Look out. A lot of these drivers checking in and around. Connor's going to pick up the high side. They're going to go 3 wide. Nick Hancock, looks like Trafari's going to file himself back down low. But bit of a split pack now, as this one being led by Peter Kenny. Peter, a damage to race car, by the way. Kind of leading that second group, so. 9 drivers all by themselves right now. Hancock washes up the racetrack. Somebody got to lead that other line. They're losing big time now as Peter Kenny losing a lot of time to these guys right in front. I'm sure Harrison Chandler doesn't realize how damaged Peter is. He works himself right by Ezekiel Watts trying to work around as well. So a lot of ways to go. Coming up on that truck mark. Oh, well, round goes
right,
the
man,
9 of Trafari up the racetrack. Big hit! Hancock right into the outside wall, rides the safer barrier, sets it down on all 4, but another big incident. He gets down to the caution. Connor Brennan done for. He has a meatball flag on him. Caution out. Second time tonight. That destroys the front pack as Trafari was turned around. Man, Hancock took a hard shot right into the outside wall. As it's like Hobbs just, man, oof. Not really sure. I mean, that looked like a pretty straight push, but boy, that blew up the front pack real quick. Rexford was in it. Yeah, Hobbs just turned Trafari. Hancock the worst off of that as a weird kind of case because Mitch didn't look like he not like a classic hook, like he didn't right rear him. He was on the right side of his car, and Jafari, I don't know if he got jacked up or whatever, but that car just flew sideways. I'm kind of interested to see on like he's kind of more bumper grabbed or whatever, but once those two got hooked together, Hobbs was also turning down as well, and there they all went. Oof, big hit there by the 7. That wipes another fair amount of drivers out, but this pit stop right here should put everybody to the end, I'm pretty sure. Pass done for in the 40. Fair amount of drivers already taken out. A couple of big wrecks, fortunately, eliminating the big contenders. Green, green, green.
Not a lot of cars left, so... As the 23 does not get going, God almighty. He just stacked everybody up as Broomberg. The 23, luckily, a lot of damage. Significant implications. In the sense of being rattled over. To the high side. Or gonna drop himself back. Under that, Jafari is scooting himself right through the middle. Gonna take the lead by himself as Watt's right up in the high side. He doesn't want really any part of that. Letting everybody go. Michael Bianchini, number 77. Kind of island of his own right now. Only 11 cars in this pack. Any of these guys have a chance to win it. That number 9 of Crunch Card, the only person who have a win on his resume. So, and of course, Ezekiel Watts, he won to win last race. In terms of, like, experience and stuff like that, medal, I mean, Hobbs has been to victory lane multiple times. And it reminds me of the time way back then when iSCAR was still a humble-ish league. Back when Miller ended up in victory lane for the first time on a controller. Steady go right now. And I expect, wouldn't necessarily say like a long green flag run, but all these guys, still in the main pack all the way from 1st to 11th. Michael Bianchini kind of waiting back in the wings. We're coming up with a halfway note. I'm not 25. I don't suspect any crazy things, you know, of note. Not too much to be talked about as these lines are even. Got a fair amount of drivers. I mean, looking for their first ever iSCAR win. One of those drivers sitting in the the 077, Harrison Chandler. He's been close multiple times. Actually finished second in the iSCAR Super Speedway standings. I hope to see that guy in victory lane. Of course, runs one of the autistic cars in the field. Very much so a autism awareness in that 077 at Harrison Chandler. Yeah, I look to see him. Always a fun guy to talk to. A very humble guy. Looking 3 just about as Hobbs is going to make room for Broomberg, who's going to be left alone up at the high side. That outside line kind of destroys itself. We're going to put the not the 13, but the 9 of Trifari up in the mix as well. So Trifari now, I know he was involved in that incident. He's working himself from the back now, working on forward. So and these drivers toward the back, saving a lot of fuel. Got to do whatever they can to maintain ground. Maybe have their sights set on the checkered flag. I'm not really sure if these drivers are being passive, but I'm pretty sure they should be able to make it all the way to the end. And all these drivers did hit pit road. Michael actually hitting pit road. I don't know if it kind of logged in a bit wrong, but Michael kind of floating toward the back of the racetrack. But coming up on the halfway point this time close to it, near. Around lap 26 is when we'll see the halfway spot. All these drivers just doing a fair job of just maintaining ground and learning the ins and outs of super speedway racing, especially those guys who are very much new to the service. Ezekiel Watts being one of those drivers who ended up in victory lane yesterday. Number 82 currently out on the racetrack, up on the high side. He's working that second lane. Side with Broomberg and gonna maybe go to the front. No, they're gonna split him. Come on, Broomberg to the front. That is Watts' teammate as they're gonna take it 3. Shane Sweeney getting left out in the middle. Watts gonna back it up. He's gonna pull the 22 back in line, and they're gonna go rekindle that outside lane. Grayson Pimentel, I wouldn't necessarily say iSCAR veteran. He's led a fair amount of laps here so far. Has led 8, and as well, on top of the fact that he has been running this league for a fair amount of time. Cool to see him out on the racetrack and running well. Pimentel, 44, I wouldn't say newcomer, but definitely one of the newer drivers on the racetrack. It's not like a Mitch Hobbs or Connor Brandon you'll see. With a smaller field, it definitely gives me way better time to highlight some drivers. Another driver I want to highlight, the 99 of Peter Kenny. He was involved, has a lot of optional damage on his machine, unfortunately, but still running up here in the pack. Surprised to see that engine not blow just yet. But that 99 of Peter Kenny, he's doing a fair job of pushing that number 9 of Trifari, staying tucked up and close to him as Michael Bianchini looks like he may be losing the draft just a slight bit. So, Peter has been in victory lane multiple times. He's a Talladega winner. Actually picked up his first on the super speedway. So, we look to see that 99 back in victory lane, one of those super speedway aces. Unfortunately, did cause an incident and ran into James Kaufman yet again. That's like the umpteenth time those two drivers have collided. Kaufman's probably sick and tired of Peter, and I'd be too. Peter with a lot of damage on his machine, the front end. I suspect Arrow would be down on him as well. Corey Rexford in the 03. I don't think he's been in victory lane ever under the iSCAR banner. So Rexford, one of those drivers, very much a veteran on his name. That 03 of Corey Rexford looking to maybe put it in victory lane. We'll pull up the iSCAR, statistics on where where all these drivers kind of sit around and what kind of statistics they hold. As Broomer currently leads the front spot. Rexford has made 112 starts in iSCAR. Has not been in victory lane once. Or has he? Has he not? He has! It was actually here at Talladega where he picked up his first ever victory And that number 03 was actually, what you call it? Yeah, the iSCAR victor in the truck series. So that 03 is looking to put himself back in victory lane. He could do it here tonight, especially with a smaller field. Oh, contact. A little bit of rough racing on the high side. Shane Sweeney. And that number 22. Another one of those iSCAR veterans. Who have yet to graze victory lane. Hasn't made as many starts as Rexford, but definitely one of those dominant drivers. The contact as Watson to the outside wall, just a slight bit. Shane making his 64th start on the racetrack. Broomberg totally on the opposite side. Broomberg actually one of those drivers who doesn't start too often. This is his rookie season, and this number 23, so he's looking to put that thing in victory lane and show those rookies what he's capable of. Hobbs right on the high side. The field kind of spread out as we'll pull in the 077 of Harrison Chandler right into third spot. Michael Bianchini. Again, kind of running toward the back. Austin Dotson, another one of those rookies, as they try to make this high side work. All these drivers just doing a fair job as we hit 20 laps to go this time by. Not as explosive as the truck race, but all these drivers, I'm pretty sure, maybe just saving a little bit for the end. I'm not really sure what kind of fuel they have on, but if that were to be the case, that'd be interesting to see on, you know, when these drivers do want to hit the road, but it shouldn't be too bad. As 20 laps to go this time by. Peter's literally been all over that number 9 of Trafari. Really doesn't, I don't know if he can go anywhere with that damage, but you can group it up right on the front side, and Hendricks Broomberg on that 23 up front. He's dragging in the teammate, that number 82, Ezekiel Watts, there up at the high side, trying to make it work. Can't really do so. Held back for the time being, but themselves right up off the corner. Looking just about double wide, and Watts going to work himself back in line. Seeing the wall, I don't know what that was about. He falls himself back. Kenny, I took a peek. And for the lead, the medal is going to pull up on the high side of that number 23. He's going to go to the front. To get the lead back, he has Hobbs there in the 89 on tow. Make that outside line work. Shane Sweeney, 22. Also up in the mix as well, so a bunch of drivers we don't expect to get screen time are getting screen time, as Hobbs trying to side draft that 44 or work himself down to the bottom side of the racetrack. Clear for the lead, drag in the 23 of Broomberg with him. Well, it's back up to the high side, so small tap in the outside wall, no biggie for him. Hobbs takes it to the top spot. Bianchini is still kind of laying himself back. He doesn't really have to hit the throttle until it gets, I'd say, like 5 to go. There's not many cars up in this field. Bianchini just kind of waiting in the wings for something to happen, so. Good moment since we've seen him in victory lane, and he could definitely do it here tonight. Michael Bianchini, the most starts in iSCAR history. I mean, not most starts, but the most starts in the field. This is his 226th start. It'll be for Michael Bianchini, passing Dominic Howe 7th in all-time starts in iSCAR. So Cool to see that, as that outside line works itself forward. Looking. Just about as Ezekiel Watts trying to follow in with Shane Sweeney. That outside line not really going anywhere, just for the moment. But they're making it work. Ezekiel Watts right now is top 5, pulling himself on in. We're coming to 15 laps to go this time by. The medal, just holding that high side. He doesn't really, not necessarily wants to be on the bottom line, but just keeping it safe for the time being. So, right off, Watts totally pick up a teammate. Right on the bottom line, doesn't really want to. Harrison Chandler kind of laying himself back. Peter Kenny, all these guys, I think, I mean, I'm not really sure if there's kind of fuel concerns. But all these drivers kind of laying themselves back when they don't really necessarily have to push too much, as Harrison Chandler get the shot from the 9 of Trifari. Peter Kenny, even though he's damaged, he has to have a car behind him and in front of him to maintain status, as Shane Sweeney is going to drop himself down to the bottom line of the racetrack. So pull Ezekiel Watts now to the high side, as Pimentel trying to pinch down as much as he can. Watts pushing Pimentel. Trying to keep it straight. He's going to push himself in the front. Big learning curve here, as a little bit sideways. Top 5 kind of pulling themselves away. Peter Kenny now gets disconnected, as Trifari is going to make the move to the high side, so maybe he wants to push the issue. Ryan pulls himself right back in line. Right in front of Chandler, who's, he too is kind of laying himself back. So all these drivers playing it very, very much safe. Watts doesn't really want to slot himself to the bottom. Hobbs is going to make the move to the high side, pick up the middle. They are probably easily going to go to the front. Watts trying to take it 3. Never mind. Ducks right back in line. And Sweeney has a lot of damage on his front end, and he's really not going to go anywhere. Now Watts by himself on the high side. Everybody to the bottom line. So he's going to have to try to find a partner. Work in that second lane, but nobody with him except his teammate. That 23 of Broomberg has led a fair amount of laps. Now they're going to go to the front. Or at least try to. Rexford. Dodson also toward the back of that Ford machine, that Valvoline Ford. He too is kind of damaged, has swapped for the lead, put the 44 back to the front. Himself down low. At high side, trying to stay content. Rexford, Sweeney. I'm sure that's a pair of teammates. They want to work with each other and maybe push to the front. Ooh, a little bit sideways there. And Watts just doing a favor to give Mitch room, as a little bit sideways with a Pimentel. River kind of washing up the racetrack just a slight bit. He just opened up the door for the guys on the bottom to make it work. As they work through the tri-oval this time by. I see 11 laps to go at the line. Coming down to closing time. Do you want to make your move? Do you not want to? Michael Bianchini looks like he's hitting pit road. So the fuel does not last. And now, with Michael Bianchini on pit road, does this open the door for drivers to maybe make a fuel stop? This is not really what I expected. But I think for Michael's case, I'm not really sure if he was, he took fuel only or like tires only on that one stop. We'll just have to see though. This is now a really interesting scenario. As Dotson is gonna... Oh, that is speeding. Oh, never mind. It might not be. So Dotson, by himself, is on pit road. 10 laps to go. So now this has turned into a fuel race. Now, toward the guys toward the back. Have they saved enough fuel to make it to the end? We're about to find out. Bianchini all by himself. Oh, Dotson overshoots a stall on top of that. He will not be one of those guys to make it all the way to the end, but 10 laps to go this time by. Can these drivers make it on fuel? We're about to find out. Hit it 9 laps. Been an interesting race so far. Very calm. Total opposite of what we saw in the truck race. And now, what do you want to do? For those drivers toward the back who have been saving fuel, do you want to push the issue? I say 5 laps to go. I'm not really sure. Where do you want to put your car in position to put it in victory lane? Where do you want to go? And what type of teammate do you want to work with? Working coming in to 8 laps to go. Dotson 1 lap down, unfortunately, all by himself. Bianchini is going to be one of those cars that they're going to catch. Now, this question's to me, did the drivers who were leading the race, did they burn too much fuel? And can they make it to the end now? Work down the back straightaway. There so far. Broomberg and Watts, pair of teammates. The Outlaw Motorsports right up on the high side. Trying to make it work. So this time, 7 laps to go this time at the line. Oh, it's way up high, and they're running like 183-ish. Not necessarily full on in, but this time by, calls are being made on the pit road. Pitting in this time by, it's Hobbs, going to be the one on in with 7 laps remaining. A lot of drivers on in this time by, so huge pit road right here to make it or break it. The whole field works themselves on in. And Chandler's gonna decide to stay himself out. Peter's just about speeding. The whole entire field works themselves on in. Will it be fuel only or not? I'm pretty sure, I mean, these drivers, they have to be perfect. That wasn't perfect right there. The 89. Oh, the multiple drivers just overshooting their pit stall. But in and out. Watts in and out. Looks like Hendricks is going to be linked up with his teammate. Just 5 seconds only for some of these stops. A bunch of these drivers going to be left out by themselves. But interesting case now. It's Harrison Chandler all by himself. Now, the question is, does Harrison Chandler hit pit road? What kind of situation does Harrison Chandler hold against the rest of the field? Where's Bianchini in the mix? There he is. Unfortunately, he has lost so much time. Metal might be linked up with him. I'm not very sure. It may be just, hell, it just may be 3 or 4 cars to maybe duke it out for this win. Reminds me so much of a few seasons ago where it was Minshew, and a few other drivers. Connor Brandon, as well as another proximity guy to maybe make something of worth. Bianchini hooked up with Pimetto. And, I mean, Harrison Chandler is fuel saving. He is trying to make it. He is 150 just coasting it around through the corners. He could maybe make this happen. 4 laps. He has the time. But they're blasting. They're blasting through. 4 laps to go this time by, and it's a 13-second lead, or maybe 15-second lead. It's 17 seconds now. Harrison Chandler has to fight. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. What can he do? He is so slow, though. I say with 3 laps to go, he has to hit it. And the field's all the way in 3. He's on the front stretch. I'd say with around, like, 4 or 5 laps to go. I mean, 3 laps to go. He has to hit it and get himself up to speed, or else these guys are going to blow by him. Chandler now picking up the pace just a slight bit. And man, you got a pair of teammates of Rexford and Sweeney right behind Trifari. And they could totally throw a wrench into this thing. There's Chandler. Dodson a lap down, unfortunately, off of that whole exchange. This is Broomberg and Hobbs. And now you're going to add another car into the mix of this as Dodson. And oh, it's Chandler. He's out of fuel. To the top spot goes Connor Trifari. It's a 3-horse race for the lead. But now we got an interesting factor into this because now we got a lap car. This is 4 cars, but 3 on the lead lap. 2 laps to go this time by. Chandler's gamble does not pay off. And you have 2 teammates right behind to maybe make something of worth. Oh, Hobbs is around! What the hell? Oh, he was spun! He was spun, but no caution because there was no car around him! I cannot believe there was no caution. That could have been it right there. This time by 3 cars to mix it up. 2 of them teammates. Does Trifari pull off the upset? Not necessarily an upset. He won at Glen last week. But boy, he's a 2v1 right now. White flag this time by. What does Sweeney want to do? Does Rexford want to back it up? Get a push from his teammate. And maybe make it work. It's been so long since he's been in victory lane. Sweeney goes up to high. Trifari down low. He's by himself, though. Snaking around, trying to find something. I don't think Rexford has enough momentum to maybe make it work. He'll peek to the high side. And Sweeney has to go with him. This will be the factor right here, off of turn number 4. Right in the middle line of the racetrack. Rexford gonna go high. His teammate there as well. Right to the high side. Here they come to the stripe. Side by side. It's not enough. Connor Trifari. No, it's Rexford. 2 1,000ths of a second. He got him at the line. Oh my. Rexford back in victory lane. Oh my goodness. It has been years since that man in the 03 has been in victory lane. It has been so long. And with the help of his teammate, that number 22 is Shane Sweeney. Yes! The 03
finally graces the top. Wow! What a finish! And that was textbook. Hats off to the 22. And that is just teamwork at its finest. Unfortunately for Trafari, you could only do so much against a 2v1. Rexford was one of the two, and he gets it done here tonight at Talladega. Another fantastic photo finish to end it out here for the regular season. Corey Rexford in victory lane with the help of Shane Sweeney. I cannot believe he timed it perfectly. Ties the closest finish in iSCAR history, the second closest, with a Martinsville race, and as well as a few others in mind. Same thing, iSCAR Street Stocks, Logan Clamp and Chris Nozowski, they were side by side to the line. It was a photo finish between I think a couple of other drivers. I can't really think at the top of my line. But boy, picture perfect-esque. We'll take a replay through on this final lap. Well, that's how you get it done. As they work themselves off. And man, Rexford had a huge set of momentum. And right at the line, you couldn't have timed it better than that. Right across the line. Boy, man. Wow. Look at that. I mean, that is picturesque between Rexford and Trafari. My God. Right at the line. Well, results right in front of your screen. A little pit cycle to kind of throw a wrench into things. But Rexford, Trafari, Sweeney, top 3. Broomberg, Kenny, Bianchini, Watts, Pimetto, Hobbs, and Chandler round out the top 10. Austin Dotson, Hess, Brandon, Hancock, Kaufman, and as well as Jared Parks, not displayed on here, did not start, and Ryan came as well. We'll be right back to get an interview the top 3 as we get set for post-race.
Oh, Falkingham's guy got turned! Andy turns Falkingham.
Look at them, they're 4 wide! What?
Oh, that's the white. No.
He goes around! Oh my gosh, he might have thrown away the race! Back here live at the, after 47 laps here at the Talladega Super Speedway. What a race between the top 3. We'll drag in our winner into the booth here just momentarily, but want to get 2 cents in. Even though it was a small race, we put on one hell of a show, resulting in Corey Rexford in victory lane yet again. Man, that was an amazing race to get ourselves pulled in here for tonight, but in the mix of all that, we'll drag in that number 03 of Corey Rexford
and it has been. Let me pull up the statistics one more time because it has been so long since we've seen that man in victory lane. I mean, you have to flash it all the way back to the you do have to flash it all the way back to September 29th of 2018 is when that car of that number 03 of Corey Rexford was in victory lane. Rexford, man, September 29th of 2018, you cross the start-finish line first at Talladega. It happened in the Truck Series. This time, you do it in the Xfinity Series. Congratulations, man. A long time coming for that 03.
Oh yeah, I mean, it should have been a sweep. Probably should have taken it home yesterday, but you know that was yesterday. Today's today. We got the win today. That was something.
Yes, sir. Definitely. A huge redemption from yesterday's disappointment. Man, it was you and a teammate to really work that through. Once you got yourself through the pit cycle and you shuffled out 3 cars by yourself. Of course, you and your teammate Shane Sweeney, talk to me about how you collaborated and got yourselves through into that white flag.
Yeah, I mean, I told Shane, I'm just like, listen, there's 2 ways this works out. Either I pull out and me and Connor wreck and you win, or you work with me and we both pass him and I win. Obviously, he chose the decision that worked best for me, and that's great, amazing. Shane Sweeney's still looking for his first win though, but I'll take all the wins I can get.
Sir, 10-4-0-3 of Rexford back in victory lane. Huge momentum going into the playoffs, coming in a week from now. I mean, extra bonus points added to your name on top of that. Rexford, what does this mean for you and your championship hopes?
Hopefully it's a full send into the playoffs. Maybe it'll give me a little bit of momentum into the next couple races, and then obviously still not good at Homestead, so that'll still be a struggle.
All right, bud. 10-4 Corey Rexford back in victory lane in that 0-3. Congratulations, man. But before we let you go, and your sponsor want to thank you for tonight.
Yeah, obviously got to thank Rex Engineering, Apex Action Photo, World Band, yourself, Shane Sweeney, and then got to shout out Trey Patton in the call while working at McDonald's.
All right, bud. 10-4 Corey Rexford in victory lane after tonight. We'll go ahead and see you come next race, man.
Sounds good.
Dragging the number 9 of Connor Trafari into the booth. You'll finish out second, but unfortunately for him, just short here at the line. And it was a 1v2 coming across 2 teammates, unfortunately. Besides, the whole, we'll save that question for last. But Trafari, you were kind of riding toward the back with Peter Kenny during that final green flag run. Walk me through kind of what the strategy was, especially on pit stops.
Yeah, I was actually going to try to save to the end there. I saw it was like 5 laps, and I was just thinking to myself, I could probably make that work. And I got it down to about like a lap and a half short with like 20 to go. And it just kind of sucks there. Just didn't have enough cars in the pack to really keep up the momentum to not have to use that much throttle, which really sucks. So just had to pit there. Didn't have to take as much fuel. I think I only took like 1.7 gallons, and got me the lead overall. But yeah, just stuck with 2 teammates. I really wanted to block him, but just couldn't really do it there.
Luckily, you have a bunch of momentum heading into next week for your playoff chance here under the iSCAR banner. Trafari, what does this mean for you and this momentum carrying on forward?
Oh, it should be good for sure. Even finishing second in a complete random race, I mean, I'll take it. Definitely looking forward to the more skill tracks. I feel like I can definitely do good there. Depending on the competition, I don't know if Parker White's going to show back up, but I like my chances regardless. Especially with, I don't know if there's bonus points in this league or whatnot for a regular season.
Oh, there's bonus points for wins and pulls.
Oh, okay. Well, I got some pulls, so that'll work out. But yeah, I feel pretty good about it.
All right, about 10-4 Connor Trafari, and that number 9 rounds itself out second. But before we let you go, any sponsors want to thank you for tonight?
Nah, I think I'm all good. Appreciate you playing on the broadcast like always, and I'll see you next week.
All right, about 10-4, Contrafari in that number 9, P2 here tonight. We'll drag in one more person into the booth, and the man who started the catalyst of that white flag, that number 22, is Shane Sweeney, rounds himself out third here tonight. And it was you and a teammate to make it work. You and Rexford. Walk me through those final laps.
Yeah, once we got through the final pit stop and realized if it stayed green, it was going to come down to me, Corey, and Connor. We started planning it a little bit, and basically just came down to off turn 4. If Connor comes up and blocks Corey, then I'll win. If not, then Corey will win. So we just kind of had to, as long as we timed it right, and we did. I shoved him just enough. I was almost wrecking because we didn't take tires, but yeah, just got him out there just enough to get him the win.
Yes, sir, and that is huge for you in that number 22. That whole entire team, I'd say, a big win overall, and fair amount of points being added onto your name as well. I don't think you're a playoff driver, unfortunately. I'll just have to see by the end.
Yeah, I don't think I am.
Yeah, but I mean, regardless, huge for you to see yourself back inside this top 3. Been a moment since you've been in the booth, actually.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Yeah, this is what I wanted to do last night. I just didn't get lucky enough to be up in the front of the pack towards the end of the race, and I just kind of got stuck. So it was good to kind of have I don't want to say normal green flag finish, but a green flag finish where at a super speedway where not everyone tries to kill each other. So that was pretty refreshing. So.
All right, but 10-4, Shane Sweeney and that number 22, P3 here tonight. But before we let you go, any sponsors want to take care for tonight?
Yeah, Rexford Engineering, Apex Action. Those guys have been with me. Corey for being a good teammate, even though I was behind him most of the time. But yeah, it was a fun night.
All right, bud. 10-4, 22, and Shane Sweeney, P3. We'll go ahead and take over next race, man.
All right, cool. Thank you.
That'll be it here for tonight as we, set ourselves up here for the playoffs coming next week for the iSCAR series. Until next time, my name is Zeke Reyes, and ACOG TV, signing out.